Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Bridget. I'm a nurse practitioner. I'm also a nurse educator. I wear many hats. Bing! Anyways, all right, today we're going to be talking about splitting. What is splitting? Let's go. Okay, what is splitting? I want to give a shout out to the Al Robinson channel. Yay! He's actually the one that asked me to make this video, so I'm making this video for you. Go check his channel out. So, what is splitting? So, splitting is a primitive defense mechanism that you often will see in individuals with borderline personality disorder. I do have a video on borderline personality disorder that you can check out if you're not sure what that is. But basically, when someone, it's a defense mechanism, right? So, splitting essentially is the inability to integrate both positive and negative attributes of people, right? So they see things, they have a very dichotomous way of thinking. So, di means two, right? So they think in just two ways, right? Black or white. So they have a dichotomous way of thinking. That's why it's called splitting, because they split things into two different categories, category A and category B, good, bad, evil, good, um, hate, love. It's likely caused by exposure to earlier psychological, sexual, or physical trauma. Individuals with borderline personality disorder have this intense fear of abandonment. And a lot of times, what they tend to do is that they will initially idealize a person, but at the first disappointment, it quickly shifts to devaluation and the person is despised. So, for example, let's say that I am the nurse for someone with borderline personality disorder. And at first, they will say things to me like, "Oh, you were just the best nurse. I love you so much. You're so beautiful, you're so gorgeous, you're better than all the other nurses," right? And then let's say that I was late for this person's like PRN medication, right? Let's say they're getting morphine Q4 hours and I was late with it. The next thing you know, they hate me. How dare you be late for my medication? They don't care what the reason is. They don't care if I was in a code blue with someone trying to resuscitate someone. They do not care, right? They also do not factor in the fact that I've been on time for their medication every single time except for that one time. So they quickly will turn on you just as initially as they were valuing you prior. And that's what the gentleman from the Al Robinson channel was telling me to make this, because narcissists occasionally will also initially idealize somebody, but then at the first instance of disappointment, they get disenchanted with you. So for test taking purposes, though, if you are watching this right now, for test taking purposes, if you are in a nursing program, 100% of the time, splitting is associated with borderline personality disorder. They do not test, they do not say that narcissists engage in splitting on an exam. Now, in real life, narcissists can occasionally do this. They do this. They initially will see you as this wonderful person, and then the next thing you know, they just hate you, right? And to be completely honest, in day-to-day life, people can split without being borderline personality disorder. Let's take a politician, for example, right? If someone stands by a politician, no matter what they do, and everything that politician does is either good or bad, that is splitting, right? People in general, I'm saying in general, in broad strokes, are not 100% bad or 100% good, right? We live in a world with a lot of gray area, right? The majority of things have gray area. So splitting is when you just want to lump something into one category and it stays there no matter what, right? So if someone is splitting and they've already put someone as evil, no matter how much good that person does, they will forever be evil. The same thing. If someone has been put in a category as wonderful, beneficent, and marvelous, no matter what that person does, they could kill somebody. And when someone is splitting, they still think that that person can do no wrong. They will justify their actions like, well, that person deserved to die because they did this, or they will justify that person's actions like, well, he hit her because she was talking back, or that is splitting when you cannot integrate and say, overall this person is a good person, but they failed tremendously in judgment and they should not have done this situation, or this action taken by them was wrong, but doesn't mean that everything that they are is bad. So these are just some pictures to help you see what splitting is. It's viewing everything as all good or all bad, right? Someone is either an angel or the devil. They either love someone and then the next minute they hate that person, right? So it's a very thin line between love and hate, right? One minute they love you, the next minute they hate you. Don't take it personal. Hopefully if you're watching this video, let's say you're studying for nursing, there are ways to be in a relationship with someone with borderline personality disorder, but never be a doormat. Never be a doormat. That you are in a relationship with someone, you are not their therapist, okay? So do not take on projects, right? You are not a therapist. Don't take on projects. It is not your purpose in life to fix a person, right? When you are in a relationship, you are there to mutually love, support, and encourage each other. And then I love this little panda. Isn't the panda cute? They engage in black or white thinking. So with splitting, think of a little panda, right? Black or white. There's no gray on this panda. There's no pink on this panda. It's just black or white thinking. There's no gray area. There's no spectrum of color. So let's check mastery to see if you truly understand what splitting is. This is an NCLEX style question. A female patient diagnosed with BPD asks what splitting means. Which is the nurse's best response? The term splitting means that the individual feels that she cannot split from or exist without her significant other. The term splitting means the individual perceives that her mind is splitting in two separate parts. The term splitting means that the individual feels abandoned and must split her loyalties equally between her mother and father. The term splitting means that the individual idealizes someone and tends to see them as all good or all bad. So notice this distractor. Test makers know that you are being taught that borderline personality disorder has a fear of abandonment. But you need to distinguish, just because you see the word abandonment, go for that hook, go for that distractor and be like, ooh, abandoned. That's BPD, that's associated with a fear of abandonment. No, read the question. The question is asking, right? What is splitting? In your mind, first, you can cover up all the test answers. You cover them up and you think of yourself, okay, what is splitting? It's seeing things like a panda. It's black or white, right? Do any of these, yes, the word is abandoned is in there. They may feel abandoned, or they may have a chronic fear of abandonment, but that is not the best answer. The best answer is that you idealize someone and they tend to see them as all good or all bad. So that is the correct answer. If you got it right, yay! If you didn't get it right, work on that and message me and see where we can work with you so that you understand it better. Remember, splitting, think of a panda, black or white thinking. That's it. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure that you subscribe. Make sure that you like my channel. Y'all know the drill. Help me pay off my student loans. I think I'm gonna include that hashtag pay student loans. Like, please help me get monetized.